So, here comes the video that I want to discuss. I thought about it for a couple of days because I initially was mad when I first read the news. So, let me start off with this. And this is about the NFL new rule for the upcoming season. So, let me start off by saying this. If you want to take the vaccine, that's fine. Do your thing. But do not shame those who do not want to take the vaccine. Do not fall for the trick of vaccinated versus unvaccinated, because that's an idiotic mindset to have. That's the mentality that you should not have. We are all in this together. So once again, I'm going to say this. Again, if you want to take the vaccine, that's your choice. But do not shame those who do not want to take the vaccine. Now, let me go into the NFL situation. So basically, they have a new rule, new policy that basically, if there's an outbreak and they cannot reschedule the game between two teams, then both teams will not get paid. The team who is considered to be responsible for the outbreak will result in a forfeited loss, and the other team will get a forfeited win. My issue with this is, if you read it, it clearly says they would basically be going after the unvaccinated. So basically what they're assuming is the NFL is, if there's an outbreak, it would be because someone's unvaccinated. A NFL player is unvaccinated, which is wrong. I think that's terrible, because at the end of the day, people who have been fully vaccinated are still getting it. So, an unvaccinated player should not be faulted for an outbreak. If it is someone that is fully vaccinated, then that's just what it is. They should be the ones who take on the blame, so to speak. But to go after the unvaccinated is completely unfair to me. And I want to say shout out to Cole Beasley, shout out to Jalen Ramsey, shout out to DeAndre Hopkins. That's what I think about the NFL new policy. Shout out to those guys for standing up against the vaccine. Shout out to the two coaches, assistant coaches, who stood up against the vaccine. Now, they no longer have an NFL job at this point in time, but I commend them for standing upon what they believe is not right, which is trying to force people to take these vaccines. And it's like, dude, this never happened with the flu. This never happened with anything else. Y'all only doing this with COVID. I don't agree with it at all. I think it's unfair. I do not think it's right. And once again, shout out to those players for standing up. I wish more players would stand up. Oh, shout out to Leonard Fournette for also standing up. I want more players to stand up, because this is unfair. This should not be players who are vaccinated versus players who are unvaccinated. This should be all of them together as a union against the NFL, against the owners, and standing 10 toes down against the NFL. That's what this should be about. So please, NFL players, do not fall for this. Stand up against forced vaccination. If you choose to get vaccinated, that's fine. But if you don't want to get vaccinated, you should not be forced. You should not be punished for it. Point blank, period. It does not matter. NFL players, stand up against forced vaccination. That's all I got to say about this.